Well, the rookie growing pains have caught up with Anaheim and Beckett Sennecke. Let's get into it on this episode of Locked On Anaheim Ducks.
You're Locked On Ducks, your daily podcast on the Anaheim Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everydayer. I'm your host, Kyle Kjer. Welcome to Locked On Anaheim Ducks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Now, the number one sports podcast network, your team every day. Well, to get into it today, we've got the Sharks coming up on Wednesday evening. And this young team looks like they may be on a field trip, but let me tell you, they are not playing like it. We'll get into that later in the show, and we'll also kind of get into Beckett Sennecke needing to get back into the basics. That'll be our later part of our discussion about Beckett Sennecke. First off, we got to explain why he needs to get back to basics. And right now, Sennecke not playing bad, but there have been some issues with his decision-making and just the young naivety of his play is really starting to mount up, and it's led to either some late leads disappearing or some late tie games ending up going into the other team's favor. And some of the times the Ducks have been able to battle back and get the win. Other times they come up short, getting it to OT and losing, or just flat out losing in the last few minutes, getting 0 points. So kind of a few things that have occurred with Sennecke, and unfortunately at just very crucial parts of the game. We've got a couple no-look passes just right to the tape of the opponent. We've got some behind-the-back passes, which are even more no-look passes on steroids. Those going either to nobody or directly to the tape of the opposing team. Couple of chances where he's got a smart play to say his left, and he chooses to make the force play to the right, trying to feed a puck through three different sticks and just sauce it through. A little bit of mix of overconfidence. It's obviously you want the player to have that confidence and to play with a certain level of I can do this, but there's also a time and place. We'll get into that later. But some of these plays, it's just you're looking at it and it's like, okay, at the early part of the game when it's maybe 0-0 or 1-0 or whatever, it's a very low scoring game and it's earlier in the game. There's times when he does some stuff with the puck and it's like, I'm sitting there going, oh, and then he loses it or he ends up passing it off. And you're like, man, if that would have gone through, that would have been on Sports Center for sure. That would have been in the highlight reel. Everyone would have been talking about that for a week. But because he doesn't finish the play, it just doesn't amount to anything. And so obviously no one's seeing that. No one's really talking about it because it didn't end in a goal. And when things end in a goal, that's usually when it actually reaches other people out there that aren't casually watching Ducks games. So there are flashes of brilliance in his game, and he has the skill and the ability to deke guys out, stick handle around guys, or just physically muscle through people. But when it is a 1-goal game and late in the third, and you either have the lead or you're trying to get the lead, or it's a tie game and you're in the offensive zone, probably not the best time to try to do some crazy spinorama, no look, back behind the back pass to the middle of the blue line where there is no one there because you didn't check. You just assumed that someone was there. And now there's the other team going the opposite direction. And it ends up either in a scoring opportunity that goes in the back of the net or a sustained offensive zone time. Guys get tired, and then that ends up in the back of the net. So just the decision making and the recognition of when to get fancy, just not right there right now. Not really recognizing the danger versus safe areas. So kind of like my example there, where it's like to the left, you have a smart play. To the right, you've got two guys with sticks blocking the lane. Even if it's not the most perfect play, make the safe play when you have that lead or you're trying to get that lead in a tie game late in the game. There's no need to get fancy and try to force something that's not there and try to make the highlight reel play. That's that young naivety and just being a little too naive and not understanding that, those are not the choice to make. That's not the moment. And, it's energy wasted. It's ends up giving us either a tie or it gives us putting us back. And now the Ducks have to chase the lead and they're trying to get it back after holding the lead all game. Whatever it is, it just takes so much out of the players on the ice and the bench. It saps the bench. And then not only does it lead to those type of issues, it also ends up with him on the bench. So then he's not even out there playing, but being able to put the brilliant, skillful play that he does have to work. So a little bit of balance needs to come out of Beckett Sennecke, and it has been mounting up and it's been piling up. There's been at least 3 games in the recent return since the Olympic break where I can visually see Beckett Sennecke making some type of highlight reel type of move, whether it's stick handling, deking, trying to outskate a guy, or making some type of fancy pass that has led into a turnover that then ends up in the back of the Anaheim net during a crucial moment where they're either holding off a 1-goal lead, they're tied, or they're trying to get the lead back. And it's just becoming a liability. And I don't think that Sennecke is at his peak. There's no cap. There's nothing that he's hit a wall or anything. It's just recognizing the game time situation and that this is the NHL and that every guy is able to do that and predict that and read that. And this isn't junior where you're going to have that opportunity to make some crazy play and you're going to catch the D sleeping. This is the NHL. D is not sleeping except for ours sometimes, most of the time. But the physicality and the more mental game needs to get tightened up for Beckett Sennecke, not only because we can't handle these type of liability plays this late in the season, or that I don't want to see Beckett Sennecke getting benched and having to deal with this, mental drain of, man, I keep giving these up. But also, you've got Cutter Gauthier out now. You got to tighten up your game. The Ducks' leading goal scorer day to day leaves the game against Toronto. Now, Beckett Sennecke is kind of that next up guy. He's the guy that these Ducks are relying on to put some pucks in the back of the net. We've seen it out of him, and it comes from him tightening it up. And we'll get into that right after this. What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house, it's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions live all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets changes the game. It's people moving the action. So when momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now I can actually take part live in a market powered by people. You're no longer just a spectator. Play by play, you decide. Trade every play with Robinhood. Now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app now to begin. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. So don't forget to check out the Everydayer Club for ad-free episodes and access to a group chat with me and other listeners of the show and other NHL fans out there. Tap the link in the show notes or go to lockedonanaheimducks.supercast.com to sign up today. Now, with Cutter Gauthier out with injury and the rest of the injuries that are stacking up on the Ducks, Beckett Sennecke needs to lock in and get back to basics. He needs to simplify his game. He needs to simplify what he's doing out there. When the Ducks play a simple, physical, fast game of hockey, they have success. And it's not just Sennecke that needs to get into this mindset. It's the entire team. But he has been the main culprit as of late. Citizen X or whatever the heck you want to call it. He has been the man that has really been out there making these crazy little mistakes that just don't align at the moment with what the Ducks are trying to do and what they need to do. And we've seen the Ducks do this before. We've seen them get down, get back to the just simple A to B, north to south, just move the puck between each other, tape to tape, get it out, get set up, get the goals. We saw it right towards the end of the first part of the year, right before the Olympic break, when we had Leo out, Terry out, a bunch of the guys out, and this team started to play a very simplistic style of hockey. And they weren't getting too fancy, trying to just get the one and dones and just make the rush plays. They were playing together as a squad. I felt like they were playing a lot more in the offensive zone. They were playing more structured defensively. The neutral zone was quick. There was a lot of good things building up on this team. And now that you've got Cutter Gauthier out, the Ducks' leading scorer, even though he was playing down on the third line, it wasn't taking away from his scoring. And now you need someone who can put the puck in the net. And Sennecke, we've seen it happen with him before. We know that he can do it. We've seen him be able to get some great shots. He's got a wicked release. He's got deceptive hands when he's out there. And it comes when he plays a simple game of hockey. And it's like, as of late, it's like he's trying to push the boundaries a little bit, but overall, he's been playing great. There's good things in his game, and it's majority of the 60 minutes that he plays a stellar version of hockey. It's just all of a sudden he gets in this, like, I can do it mode and tries to just do too much, and it just doesn't work out. So get in there, utilize a simple forecheck, hard, physical, fast. We've seen him using the body still. I do like that, especially in that Toronto game when it was already kind of elevated. And then even in Edmonton, I think in the Buffalo game, you saw him play pretty good. And the games that have been elevated and there's been that kind of extra sense of rivalry or just that big game type of feeling in it, he's stepped up, I think, overall. But there is just a little bit of reining in that needs to happen in the overall offensive mindset for him. And getting to just hold the puck if there's nothing there, getting to where he's putting the puck into the safe area, putting it along the boards. If he's got the pass that he wants to make cut off, just ring it around the boards down low to that next forward. The guy's already there waiting. Engage the cycle more. Play the long game. You know, it's like he gets into this mentality where he's trying to like score right then and there, get it done, make it happen, bang, bang, boom, kind of the, like I'm playing Chell or something. But with this team and how this how many tools and pieces they have. Be reliable out there for your teammates and put the puck where it needs to be. Shoot when you need to. That's another thing. I think sometimes with his kind of the trying to be fancy and make too much moves, sometimes he's just moving the puck when he doesn't need to and skating around and getting himself stuck in a corner or making passes unnecessarily when the best opportunity or a best option for him honestly is just to shoot and get the puck on net. So some decision making needs to be refined for him, and it's going to be worked out in practice. I know Quenneville's talking into him, and I know the last minute benching and the late part of the game benching, not getting to see OT at all benching, that's going to speak volumes to him, and I know he wants to be out there and be involved, but if he keeps going down this route of trying to do too much at the wrong time, trying to be the skill guy when we just need him to be the big, lanky, in front of the net presence guy, or just getting good, simple shots off guy, that needs to get dialed in. And he just has to kind of recognize when it's time to play a certain role and when it's not. Beginning of the game, early in the game, when it's they have the lead or it's, not too bad of if it's a tie game, 0-0, whatever, that early part, sure, put on the jets, put on the skill set, go have fun. But as the game gets later into the period, the second period, third period, when you've got a lead that you're trying to hold on to, that's 1, even 2 goals, there's just no need for it anymore. It's time to play that big boy, heads up, smart, simplistic hockey where you engage that cycle, engage that forecheck, utilize your open play, utilize the ice, cycle it down low, especially if you're holding the lead. Cycle that puck down low, get it moving low to high, wear out the D. There's no need to try to make some fancy play, especially on the blue line when you've got 2 guys covering the lane, specifically the Toronto game. But you've got the boards, work it down. Just wear out your opponents. Tear them down. They're trying to work. They're frustrated trying to get the lead back from you, or trying to get the lead away from you because it's tied. If you've had the offensive zone pressure this whole time and you're dominating the game, just wear them out. Use that simple type of hockey. The boards are your friends. That was literally day 1 of my son playing hockey and being out there with this coach. That's all we talked about. The boards are your friends, whether you're making a pass to yourself, you're working it down low, or you're just got to get it to behind their net and get them chasing. And then you get to have the puck all in front of you. It just helps out your teammates. It helps yourself out, and it doesn't result in a breakaway rush against that ends up in the back of the net. And then you're chasing the game again. Simple, basic, north-south, A to B hockey. Get to it, Beckett. You got this, my dude. We can do this. I can do this. I can survive these up and down games without dying of a heart attack. You can go out there, Beckett, and play some simple A to B, north to south hockey. Just simplify. Recognize when it's time to be skilled. Recognize when it's time to just be responsible and dependable, and step up with Cutter Gauthier out. That's all I'm asking of you, Beckett Sennecke. Not a lot, okay? You are the man. You got this. Speaking of no Cutter Gauthier, it was announced that he is day-to-day with that upper body injury, not heading to San Jose with the team for the Wednesday evening showdown against the Sharks. So we'll get into what that preview and what the game should look like right after this. So the Ducks are headed to San Jose Wednesday night. Should be a fun and exciting game. 2 teams that have a lot of youth and a lot of talent brewing, and the Sharks trying to battle their way into a playoff spot. just below the Kings in the Pacific Division, but the Central has started to pick it up and take over those wild card spots. So a lot of work ahead for the Sharks, a team that's definitely going to be working hard and trying to get those 2 points. So again, the Ducks not able to walk into this game and have themselves a little bit of a cakewalk. They are only 2 points ahead of the Oilers at this point. And so you don't want to deal with that. Apologies about that. My neighbor's dog got my dog all riled up there, so I had to pause for a sec. But Sharks definitely coming into this one trying to earn themselves some points. We've seen this with the Ducks, and the Oilers now only 2 points behind Anaheim, so they have been winning their games, and it's a little terrifying at how on top of the late games the Oilers can be. It's like right when you think the Oilers counted out, all of a sudden they start stepping it up late in the season, and now they are climbing, trying to take away the spot from Anaheim. So the Ducks need to be on it now with Cutter out. Little worrisome for me. I'm a little stressed out with this game, not gonna lie. Right now the Ducks have Cutter Gauthier out, Ross Johnston, Jansen Harkins, and Peter Mrazek still out. On the San Jose side, Ty Dellandrea, John Klingberg, and Ryan Reeves for his hand. Well, according to this website, his hammed, Hamd. Typo. But the people that are in this game are who I'm worried about. Not a lot of players out of this one for the Sharks that are really a threat. Celebrini putting up just a historical run right now. 38 goals, 101 points, 253 shots on goal. Cutter Gauthier has 271 shots on goal with 38 goals as well. So not as many shots and just as many goals. Crazy what Celebrini can do. Then you've got Will Smith as well. He's playing like a psycho. This whole team was so freaking good right now. Looking at some of their point leaders as well, they've got Macklin Celebrini, like I said, at 101, Will Smith 51, Alexander Wenberg 49, and Tyler Toffoli at 46. The thing that is different here for the Sharks than the Ducks, Will Smith is a -2, Wenberg's a -26, Tyler Toffoli -9, William Eklund -34, Dmitry Orlov -27. A lot of minuses on this team, whereas you've got on the Ducks, probably not too far off here with how they've been playing, but the worst minus on the Ducks, -13 Frank Vetrano, +13 Ryan Pelling. Love to see that. And then -12 McTavish, -10 Granlund, -12 Beckett Sennecke. So a lot of Troy Terry +13 as well. Pretty up and down for the Ducks. They're pretty centralized there with having a lot of goals, but also giving up a pretty good amount. San Jose has let's see, they have the 29th. They're 29th in goals against, so only 3 teams that have more goals against than them. And Anaheim is also tied at 29th. So we have 256 goals against. The Sharks have 256 goals against. The Sharks goal differential -38. The Ducks goal differential -15. Ducks are 11th in goals for at 241. The Sharks are 18th in goals for at 218. That is where that difference lies. Now, looking at the defenseman matchups to keep an eye out, Jackson Lacombe, 53 points, Orlov, 31. Lacombe with 121 block shots, Orlov with only 67. And then Lacombe, 67 hits, Orlov with 111. You know who's coming in hot. Lukas Dostal, 29 wins. And then they have Askarov with 20. .894 save percentage for Dostal, .886 for Askarov, and then goals against average, .301 for Dostal and .353 for Askarov. Dostal winning in all three columns. As for the team stats, goals per game, 3.26 for Anaheim, 3.03 for San Jose, 3.46 goals against per game for the Ducks, and then 3.56 for San Jose, just letting in a little bit more goals per game. Shots per game, Ducks at 30.45, San Jose at 26. Shots against per game, 28.9 for Ducks and 29.7 for San Jose. However, San Jose is doing much better in the power play at 21%, Ducks at 18.3, and their penalty kill 78.4, whereas the Ducks are at 77.9. And then the save percentage in the Ducks' favor at 88.1 and 88.80 for San Jose. Right now, the Ducks in their last 5, 2 losses and 3 wins. And San Jose, 2 wins and 3 losses. The Ducks' losses came the last 2 games. The wins came for San Jose the last 2 games. So San Jose with some win streaks, Ducks on a little bit of a losing streak. This one's up in the air. This literally is one of those games where the Ducks kind of hold their fate in their hands, and they have every opportunity to come away with 2 points in this game if they go and play their game and play the style of game that we've seen against top teams in this league. But we know the Ducks tend to play down and they play to their team, and with a goalie like Askarov or Nedeljkovic, either way, if they seem like they can't crack and they're getting the shot count up pretty good in the first, it seems like they just have this inability to get on the score sheet for a bit. But we saw them take the lead in Anaheim against Toronto. They just couldn't hold on to it because of a couple of mistakes. If they can get that lead again against a team like San Jose and really get things going, I think they have every opportunity to come away with a win. However, this is a team that the Ducks need to take as serious as possible. They cannot take them for granted. In the series right now, Anaheim won the first game in San Jose 7-6. Then the San Jose came to Anaheim and won 5-4. So are we going to keep this a road trip type series and take away the W in this one? I sure hope so. We don't need any April Fool's jokes tonight. We need April spring showers of glory and postseason games in Anaheim. That's what we need to start with. So play like it in San Jose, and then they play again April 9th in Anaheim. So let's hope the Ducks can get 2 W's and 4 points out of those 2 games against San Jose. Sure hope to see it. Let's go, Ducks. Fly together. We love it. Exciting time right now, though. There's a lot down the pipeline. The Ducks need to at least 10 points to secure themselves a playoff berth. That is 5 games in their last 8 that they need to win. I have faith. I think they can do it. I believe in them. And that is just to make sure that they stay in the top 3 of the Pacific, because Vegas cannot get to if the Ducks get 10 more points, that's all Vegas can get to, because I think Vegas can only get 14 more points if they win all of their games down the stretch, which I think they're already off to a bad start. Let me double check here as I am closing you out. I had the tab, then I closed it. So here it is. Vegas at 82 points right now with 75 games played. So they only have 7 games left that they need to play. And that is 14 points total. 14 points puts them at 96 points. If the Ducks get 10 more points, which is 5 wins, that puts them at 97, and they will be still above Vegas. Edmonton is at 85 points, and they have also 75 games played. So then they themselves can get up to 99 points. So if the Ducks want to stay in contention and stay in that first place position to take on the Utah Mammoth in the postseason, they have got to get just a few more points. They need to get, was that 12? Nope. They need to get all 14. They need to get 14 points as well. Yikes. That's if Edmonton wins every single game now. So, not too worried about it. I think Edmonton's got to lose a game here eventually. Vegas has to lose some games here eventually. The Ducks are going to be winning some games. I have the utmost faith in the Ducks, and I have all the faith that we are going to be in the postseason. But we still got to get through these last couple of games. 8 more games. Here they go. 16 points on the line, and it all starts in San Jose. But thank you for listening. We'll get back to you about the San Jose game on our next episode, of course. And I just have to say thank you for tuning in today. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Anaheim Ducks. You get all the latest episodes. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On Ducks ad-free, plus members-only Discord access and more. Head to LockedOnAnaheimDucks.supercast.com to join the club. Check out social, X, TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram. Look up Locked On Ducks or Locked On Anaheim Ducks or LO_Ducks. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen NHL game night on Locked On NHL. And as always, I'm Kyle Kjer. Be good out there.